welcome to Love, Life and Faith with me, Dr. Abigail. I'm so glad to be here with you once more this week. And today I'll be talking on the subject, what is your outlook on life? What is your outlook even on this current COVID-19 pandemic? The thing is, I love stories, especially when they are true stories. Stories you can learn a thing or two from. So let me tell you the story of 12 men who were sent out to spy out a good land their community was getting ready to possess. And although the spies saw it to be a beautiful, fertile land with houses already built up and ready for possession, sadly, only 2 saw the opportunity the land provided. The majority of them, the 10, came back with a negative report that it was impossible to take the land as theirs because it was full of giants. Jump to the end of the story. Sadly, the 10 men indeed never entered the land to own it, and only the 2 who believed and had a positive outlook successfully possessed the land as theirs. Why was this? The difference is that the 2 men believed that they served a God who, against all odds, dangers and perils, could surely give them the land. They had faith, not in themselves, but in Him. Whilst the majority, the 10, could not see past the feeling of impending doom. They just couldn't see past how it was ever going to be possible to get rid of those fearful looking giants who were already dwelling in the land. They therefore went into what I call self-preservation mode, with a mob mentality, saying we would rather just walk away than risk our lives and die. So you see, 2 completely different outlooks on life. Your mental attitude determines how you will interpret, handle, and respond to situations in life, is the truth. A negative outlook will cause you to only see fear, to see destruction and death, which, like the majority of the spies, will inadvertently affect your actions, with fear holding you back. On the other hand, a positive outlook will say, despite the current bad news, the fear and death around, you choose to focus on the opportunity it presents. It will cause you to step out in faith and take bold decisions which will lead to success. So I ask you, what is your current take on this current pandemic? What is your outlook on this current pandemic? You will discover that your outlook to this current pandemic largely reflects your outlook on life generally. Your outlook will determine your response and decisions to the current crisis. So for instance, at the beginning of the first lockdown, which most of you still remember, while some people were hiding away and stocking up on toilet roll and food, some were stepping out boldly to take advantage, for instance, of low share prices to stock up on stocks and shares. Some quickly started producing sanitizers. Some started designing masks. Some started to step out to volunteer to help the vulnerable, not allowing this pandemic to stop them, instead taking hold of the opportunities it presents. This is because with every crisis comes opportunities too. Opportunities to grow, opportunities to do things in a different way, opportunities to challenge yourself to learn new ways of being successful. Another example, while some are hiding away, I know people who have identified that people are afraid and they're using the opportunity to pray and introduce people to Christ. What is your outlook in this current pandemic? Having a positive outlook will keep you optimistic about situations. You remain hopeful and you see the best even in difficult situations. Life, you see, is all about taking calculated risk. If you win, you would have gained success. And yes, sometimes you may fail as you take risk, but then you would have become wiser. You would have discovered one way not to do it. A positive mindset, instead of being afraid of failure, will even begin to see every failure as part of the road to success. So you see, a positive attitude is the main ingredient to a successful life. If you think positively, you will act positively. If you think negatively, you will perform negatively. Do you see the negative side of situations first? You need to be able to look past the negative in order to see the greatness it could bring you. People People succeed because they look past the negatives and they believe they can achieve the best from every opportunity that presents itself. So when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. I say it again. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. What you see begins to change. So in facing difficult, uncertain, fearful times like this times, 3 things I want to leave you with. First is, don't allow the fear to keep you down. Don't allow fear to make you unproductive and uncreative. Instead, open your eyes, see the opportunity around you, the opportunity to volunteer and help others, the opportunity to prosper, the opportunity to draw closer to God. Secondly, positivity is contagious. Surround yourself with positive and happy people. Look for and hang around people with positive energy who don't dwell on negatives or things that have gone wrong or the things that are currently going wrong, because you see, iron sharpens iron. Don't hang around people who will dull your spirit and reinforce the panic and the fear in you. Finally, keep your eyes on God. I know many may be asking, where is God in all this? Where is God in this pandemic? And the truth is, you may not be able to appreciate God's position right now. But like the 2 spies who successfully possessed the land out of the 12, you too can believe that God can turn around this COVID-19 pandemic to favor you. His plan is not to destroy you. Have faith, like many other Christians, that this pandemic and the fear that comes with it will not overcome you, nor will it overwhelm you, nor will it discourage you, but that you will overcome, that you will become the best that God has called you, despite this or any other crisis to come. Well, that's it from me today. I look forward to seeing you next week, where I'll begin a series of talks, interesting talk on the family. But before you go, press that subscribe button if you're new to this channel, like the video if you've been touched by today's episode, and share with your family and friend. Well, life is a gift from God. Don't waste it. Live every day by faith and love it. Thank you.